That's it. I'll be back with the late news at 10:10, now on BBC One. Time for the news where you are. Have a very good evening.
Hello, good afternoon. Working from home is something most of us have had to get used to, and it's also created new job opportunities for disabled people, according to the Wales TUC. Some of the country's largest employers say they want hybrid working to continue. The TUC is now calling for employers to ensure the way forward remains fair for staff who have disabilities. David Grundy reports.
At her home in Llanbradach, life coach and mentor Catrin is busy running her own company as well as running a software company with her husband. Catrin, who was born with spina bifida, stopped commuting to the office in Cardiff Bay during the pandemic. She now does it all from home, and it's made her life easier.
For the majority of people, they've proven that most people can work from home and do so efficiently, whether they be disabled or not. And working from home for a lot of disabled people is the best option for them.
Research by the IOD suggests that almost 2/3 of businesses in Wales plan to continue hybrid working in future. And another surveys found the same number of workers want it to continue, but very few want to be back in the office full-time. Some of Wales's major employers, including Admiral Group, say they're considering a permanent shift to flexible working after the pandemic and are consulting with staff about it. While working from home has created new opportunities for people with disabilities, unions want employers to make sure those staff are paid fairly and that staff have a proper work-life balance.
People with disabilities, on average, earn £3,800 a year less. So people with disabilities are missing out at the moment. But with a fairer, more efficient way of working with flexibility built in, people with disabilities can develop their careers, move around a lot more, and potentially it could be a real boon and allow more people to enter and stay in the job market.
The Welsh Government has set a target. It wants 30% of the workforce at home in future to reduce traffic and pollution. The challenge will be getting the balance right between work and life, a balance that pleases both employees and employers.
That's it from us. David Grundy with that report there. Campaigners are fighting for asbestos waste to be removed from a Carmarthenshire beach. The East Beach at Bury Port is close to the site of a former power plant demolished 20 years ago. A campaign group has paid for tests which found asbestos on the beach and say coastal erosion could increase the risks to the public. Carmarthenshire Council says its own tests found low-risk asbestos. The popular activity Parkrun has returned to Wales for the first time since the pandemic began. It sees thousands of people come together across parks and open spaces for a 5k walk, jog or run on Saturday mornings. Around 200,000 runners were registered at the more than 50 events held in Wales before the pandemic hit.
It's a lovely place to be. Everyone's super friendly, super encouraging. It's just something that's been really missing over the last 18 months.
Absolutely loved it. Everyone is extremely welcoming. For someone that didn't know what to expect, I didn't know the route either. I loved it. Yeah, it was brilliant.
Oh, brilliant. It's so busy and it's brilliant to see everyone back. It's a great way to start your morning.
Football and 2 goals from central defender Aidan Flint helped Cardiff City to a 3-1 win against Millwall in the Championship. In League 2, Newport County won 1-0 at Tranmere. That's despite manager Michael Flynn missing the game after testing positive for COVID. And in the National League, it was late frustration for Wrexham in their first game of the season. They conceded in the 94th minute to draw 2-2 against Solihull Moors. Meanwhile, Swansea City head coach Russell Martin says he's confident he'll be able to add to his squad before the transfer window shuts at the end of the month. Martin was speaking after the Swans picked up their first championship win under his tenure, Joel Pirro scoring the only goal of the game as they beat Bristol City. A quick look at the weather forecast now, and heavy and thundery showers will clear eastwards through the evening, leaving a dry and muggy night with some clear spells. Tomorrow will be a much drier day, still a scattering of light showers, but they'll clear through the afternoon and be replaced by sunny spells, a top temperature of around 22 Celsius. And that is Wales Today. We'll have our next bulletin tomorrow evening at around 10 to 7. Until then, take care. Bye-bye.